Dogs bring immeasurable joy and companionship into our lives, but our well-intentioned habits can sometimes lead to unwanted behaviors or health issues in our furry friends. Understanding and adjusting these habits can significantly enhance the quality of life for both you and your dog. In this guide, we'll dive deep into 10 common habits that dog owners need to rethink to ensure their pups are happy, healthy, and well-behaved. Number 1. Reinforcing the wrong behaviors. You've likely heard that positive reinforcement is key in training your pup, but many folks end up reinforcing the wrong behaviors. Picture this. Your furry friend is barking at you, and it's grating on your nerves, so you either tell them to hush or hand them a toy. But guess what? They were barking for your attention, and by reacting, you've just given them exactly what they wanted. Now, they'll repeat the behavior. It's a common slip-up, but to nip it in the bud, you've got to outsmart your pooch. For instance, if they're barking out of boredom, offer them a chew toy with peanut butter before the barking even starts. But even if you've got a handle on this, you might still be unintentionally encouraging bad habits by letting others reinforce them. Number 2. Allowing jumping on guests. Imagine this scenario. Your adorable pup is thrilled to see your friends and family, but they can't contain themselves and jump all over them. If your pals continue to give attention while they're jumping, they're essentially training your dog to keep at it. It's a tricky habit to break, but it's doable. You've got to take charge of the situation before it escalates. One solution? Set up a playpen around the door so your guests can enter without your pup bombarding them. And as you work on curbing the jumping, you'll also need to train your friends to withhold attention until your pup calms down. A task that might even be tougher than training your dog. But there's more to consider than just jumping. It's essential not to let your furry friend reach a boiling point of energy. Another effective method to prevent jumping is teaching your dog to sit or stay when guests arrive. Practice this routine consistently by having friends come over specifically for training sessions. Reward your dog for sitting calmly instead of jumping, and gradually they will learn that sitting is the way to get attention. Number 3. Insufficient physical exercise. For many dogs, a stroll around the block is their only form of physical activity, and that's not ideal. It's not just about missing out on the joy of running and keeping their heart and joints healthy. It also affects their behavior. When pups don't burn off enough energy, they're more likely to act out. Sure, you can cover the basics like arranging playdates, tossing a ball for fetch, or hitting up a nearby park for a romp. But if you're feeling adventurous, why not introduce them to dog parkour? Picture them navigating obstacles or DIY agility setups, jumping over furniture or crawling under tables. It's a blast for them and keeps their minds engaged. Expanding on physical activities, consider tailoring them to your dog's breed and energy level. For instance, herding breeds like Border Collies or Australian Shepherds excel in agility training and sheep herding trials, while Retrievers love water activities and dock diving. Participating in these activities not only keeps your dog physically fit, but also provides mental stimulation, reducing the likelihood of destructive behaviors at home. Number 4. Lack of mental stimulation. It's not just physical exertion they need. Mental stimulation is equally crucial. We all know dogs are sharp, but what happens if they don't use that brain power? It can lead to unwanted behaviors like barking, digging, and chewing. So give them a mental workout. Take them on a leash to a local trail or open field, giving them ample space to sniff around. Since smell is their primary sense, it's like a trip to Disney World for them. And when hitting the park isn't an option, keep them entertained at home with puzzle toys. Not only do they relish the challenge, but it also tires them out mentally. Here's a neat trick you can try with your furry friend. Instead of just handing them a bully stick to chew on, wrap it in a paper bag and hide it in a cardboard box for them to explore. It taps into their natural instincts like sniffing, shredding, digging, and foraging. You'll be amazed at how mentally stimulating it is and how content it leaves them feeling. Number 5. Overfeeding and free feeding. Now, let's talk about portion control. Chubby dogs are undeniably cute, but an overweight dog isn't a healthy one. They're more prone to joint issues, arthritis, and a shorter lifespan. It's easy to accidentally overfeed them, whether it's by slipping them extra treats or just dishing out a bit too much kibble during mealtimes. To avoid this, stick to the feeding guidelines for their food and consult your vet to ensure you're providing the right type and amount of food. Then there's the practice of free feeding. where food is left out for your pup to nibble on throughout the day. This can make it tricky to track how much they're actually eating and often leads to overfeeding. Plus, those extra snacks and table scraps can quickly add up. While treats are fine in moderation, it's crucial to consider your dog's weight when doling them out. Number 6. Not using a leash in public. Now, on to a habit that not only poses risks to your pup, but can also land you in legal trouble: not keeping your dog on a leash in public. Picture this. You're enjoying a leisurely stroll through your neighborhood park with your leashed pup trotting happily by your side. The sun is shining and everything seems perfect until you spot a commotion up ahead. A dog, unleashed and full of energy, bounds towards you and your furry companion. Its owner, a well-meaning but perhaps overly confident individual, reassures you with a smile. Don't worry, he's friendly. But before you can react, the unleashed dog barrels into yours, causing a chaotic tangle of leashes and fur. Unfortunately, the encounter takes a sour turn when the unleashed dog's exuberance triggers a defensive response in yours. A scuffle ensues, resulting in a nip on the nose for the off-leash pup. Despite the best intentions, the situation quickly spirals out of control. Tempers flare, apologies are exchanged, and both owners are left shaken by the unexpected turn of events. It's a stark reminder of the importance of leash laws and responsible pet ownership in public spaces, where even the friendliest of interactions can take an unexpected turn. Remember, if your dog does cause harm off-leash, it can lead to some nasty legal repercussions. To mitigate such risks, always use a sturdy leash and ensure your dog is comfortable walking with it. Training your dog to heel or walk calmly beside you can also make leash walks more enjoyable and controlled. In areas where leash laws are in place, compliance not only protects your dog but also contributes to the safety and comfort of other park goers and their pets. Number 7. Letting dogs stick their heads out of car windows. Now let's talk about a habit that might seem harmless at first glance, but it's actually a risky game: letting your dog stick their head out of the window while you're driving. Sure, dogs adore feeling the wind in their fur and soaking up all those enticing scents, but it comes with potential dangers. Imagine this scenario. You're cruising down the road, and your pup's head is happily hanging out the window. Suddenly, a rock or debris kicked up by a passing car strikes your furry friend. Even at moderate speeds, such objects can cause serious harm to your dog's eyes or face. Now, you might think that driving slower will mitigate the risk, but it's not that simple. If your dog catches a whiff of something intriguing outside and decides to investigate, they could impulsively leap out of the window, putting themselves in immediate danger. It's a fine line between providing your pup with a moment of joy and exposing them to unnecessary risks on the road. Number 8. Using punishment-based training methods. Moving on to training techniques, let's address a common blunder that humans often make with their canine companions: resorting to punishment as a means of correcting undesirable behaviors. While it may seem like a quick fix in the moment, punishment-based training methods can have detrimental effects on your dog's well-being and the overall quality of your relationship. Consider this scenario. You're in the midst of potty training your puppy, and you catch them in the act of relieving themselves on the floor. Now, some might advise you to rub their nose in it or give them a swat to convey that it's unacceptable behavior. However, this approach falls short of teaching them the appropriate action. It merely communicates what not to do. Consequently, your pup might interpret the lesson as avoiding getting caught in the act, rather than understanding where they should do their business. A more effective strategy involves guiding them outside when nature calls, allowing them to finish their business in the appropriate spot, and offering praise for their good behavior. By reinforcing the desired action positively, you're not only demonstrating what you expect from them, but also nurturing a relationship built on trust and encouragement rather than fear. Number 9. Misuse of service dog vests. Now let's shine a light on a habit that often flies under the radar but is gradually exacerbating. It's become increasingly common to spot dogs in public adorned with service dog vests. While genuine service dogs perform invaluable tasks, not every canine sporting a vest is trained for the job. Unfortunately, the proliferation of fake service dogs is causing significant challenges for those who genuinely rely on these specially trained companions. Imagine someone slapping a service dog vest on their untrained pet and bringing them to a restaurant. If that dog acts up, it's like a bad review for all service dogs. People dining there, even the owner, might get annoyed, thinking service dogs are nothing but trouble. This could lead to rules against real service animals. Then, everyone starts side-eyeing dogs in public, even the well-behaved ones. It's like a domino effect of distrust. So let's keep those vests reserved for the real deal. Dogs who've been through proper training to help folks with disabilities. Using them otherwise just messes things up for everyone who genuinely needs assistance. Number 10. Feeding unhealthy treats. Another habit that often slips under the radar but can seriously impact your furry friend's health is feeding them treats packed with fillers and artificial ingredients. We're all aware that heavily processed treats loaded with artificial additives aren't ideal for our pets, but let's face it, dogs tend to gobble up anything we offer, no questions asked. So, if you're going to treat them, why not opt for something wholesome? Real meat pieces like chopped chicken or steak are fantastic options, but if you're not keen on cooking for your pup every week, there are plenty of nutritious treats available for purchase. Just steer clear of those packed with excessive flour, sugar, or artificial coloring. So let's be mindful of these habits and make sure we're doing what's best for our beloved canine companions. By adjusting these practices, you'll ensure that your dog is not only well-behaved but also happy and healthy. And that's a wrap for this video. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more valuable insights. Until next time.